Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Putty and welcome back for another edition of Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. This is old school rules, and there are a couple things to talk about before we begin the show tonight. First of all, I can't remember what the first thing was. Well, we re-signed American Elemental 2. Like I said, last episode we were waiting for some stuff for that to happen. Oh yeah, that's the big thing I was going to talk about. Christopher Ball won his MMA fight, which is cool. He'll be back in a couple months. And he is now, I think, on a 5-fight win streak, which is really good for him, in our kayfabe anyway. Whether that's true or not is up to you to decide. It's up to you to decide. Tonight, we are here. Oh, there is one other thing I wanted to mention, is that I know I said I wasn't going to be signing too many people this year, and I still want to stick to that. But because of the events over the last couple of months, I have decided to sign one more tag team, and they're going to be making their debut tonight. We are in the Meccan Auditorium. The main event of the evening has been announced midweek. It is going to be the rematch, the final, the rubber match between Island Boy Apollo and Giant Brody. They've had 2 championship matches, and each man has won one of each. So tonight they're going to have a Texas death match to finish off their feud, but otherwise not too much is announced. Let's head in to the show, shall we, as we open it up with Carlos Barrera and Miguel Rivera, as they're out on the stage in the interview area, and they got on the mic and they say, you know, we've been noticing that MAW has been engaging in what you like to call a Coastal Zone tag team match over the last couple of months, and we respect that. We like those matches, but you're missing something, a key ingredient. You're missing people who have been born in that Coastal Zone tag team era. People who are masters of the Coastal Zone tag team match. You're missing a tag team from Coastal Zone Championship Wrestling. So Notorious are here to conquer your Coastal Zone tag team division and take home the Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Tag Team Championships, just like we did in California. And so Notorious will be battling against the team of Eric Lee and American Elemental in a Coastal Zone tag team match tonight. Which is good to hear as we move on to a video package that hypes up our main event of the evening. This will only be on the DVD with Island Boy Apollo and Giant Brody's storied feud started last year at the Ripcord Invitational Challenge and has come a very long way since then. Move on to the opening Coastal Zone tag team match as we have the singles component with American Elemental defeating Miguel Rivera in his debut with an American Earthbreaker in a sensational match. It's a decent match, but it's a good match for us. Good match. And then Kamikaze is meeting with Bossman Brayfield backstage, and he says, you know what, I've put my body on the line, I've lost so much over the last couple of months, but I want to give it one more shot. And Bossman says, alright, this is your last chance, you got a match tonight against Papa Dan, and if you beat him you get a contract, but that's it, that is your last chance, Kamikaze. Kama says, you know what, I'll take it, I'll put my body on the line, and this time I'll win. And then Vinny Cruz comes out to issue the Scythe Open Challenge, and who comes out but George Woolf? Is it because he wants to defend his yard, or is it because he wants to defend the honor of his friend Papa Dan? Either way, he comes out, he stares down Scythe, and the two of them just engage in a back and forth brawl. Scythe does actually get like a massive upper hand in the match, just basically destroying George Woolf for a good portion of it, but George won't stay down. He's a tremendous athlete, Ripcord Invitational 2018 winner, and he gets back on his feet. He runs at Scythe, keeps running at him, keeps going, and eventually George Woolf does indeed spear Scythe and pick up the win in Scythe's first ever pinfall defeat in Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. George Woolf, it is his yard. He's still undefeated in about a year and a half. Big stuff from George Woolf. And we move on to the second component of the Coastal Zone tag team match as Carlos Barrera defeats Eric Lee in about 9 minutes with a Curb Your Enthusiasm, making it 1-1 in the Coastal Zone tag team match, which means it will go to the tag team match. Eric Lee and Not Americana, that's his Japanese name, and also the name of the tag team. And American Elemental taking on Notorious, the team of Carlos Barrera and Miguel Rivera, in a match a little later on, but I think we're going... Yeah, it was an angle. Island Boy Apollo is out in the interview area, and he looks directly at the crowd, and he says, you know, tonight I get to face one of the most scary, one of the most frightening competitors in professional wrestling ever. I've had to fight him now 3 times before today, and every single time it has taken years off of my career, and tonight There is no holds barred, there is no disqualifications, there are no countouts. The only way to win is to pin your opponent for a 3 count and then keep them down for an additional 10. It's going to be rough, it's going to be brutal, and I can tell you, I said this last month and I'll say it again. To beat Giant Brody, you have to be at the top of your game. You have to be the best you've ever been. And you have to have that a little bit extra. You have to go that little bit further. And that's in a normal match. Tonight, I've got to go to war with Giant Brody, and you can be damn sure that I am ready for that war. But like I said last month, there's more to going to war with Giant Brody than just being at the top of your game. You need more than that. You need to go that one step further. And tonight I'm ready to go to war, but I need all of you to come to war with me. I need all of you to give me your support one more time. Because tonight I am confident that I can beat that giant, but only with your help and your support. So tonight I will do everything I can to hold on to this title, because I believe it belongs to me. But you need to show me support, and you need to be in my corner, because otherwise I ain't got no chance. Alan Boy Apollo fired up for the Texas Deathmatch main event of the evening as we move into Kamikaze, his last chance. And in a bet that didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling, Kamikaze throws himself at Papa Dan, and finally, with a reverse 450 splash, Kama earns his contract. Kama's been fighting for months to get a contract, and he finally made it onto the roster. Good stuff from Kama. I'm calling him Kama for the reference, but I almost said the actual reference guy from Kamikaze. And in our in the finale of the Coastal Zone Tag Team match, Notorious do defeat Americana, proving that they are the masters of the Coastal Zone Tag Team match. When Carlos Barrera defeated American Elemental with a drop-off. And American Elemental has been so good since joining MAW. I'm so surprised with how quickly this is still his rookie year. Insane. Wow, that is one hell of a scary entrance. Jesus. I wasn't expecting this to do so well. Was this 5 minutes? Jesus Christ, Giant Brody. You're really scary. So yeah, Giant Brody comes out, scares the crowd, rips a sign in half, breaks a kendo stick over his knee, just tries to scare the kids in the audience, and just ready for this match. And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our main event of the evening. It is the finale of an absolutely titanic feud. Energetic brawler, upbeat island boy, Apollo, taking on the man who's also from the island, but he's a giant of a man. You know, in 2016, he was the most dominant man in the territories. He was going from territory to territory, crushing their heroes, but that was stopped in January of 2017 by the Island Boy. Island Boy Apollo defeated him in the finals of the Ripcord Invitational Challenge, and that sent Giant Brody on a 6-month hiatus, a journey of discovery. Wondered whether he was still the monster that he thought he was. And some people, they go on these journeys and they change. They think, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. They change into something else. They grow and become something better. But not Giant Brody. He came back from his journey of discovery and he thought, yes, I am the monster. I am the thing that hides under your bed. I am the creature in the night. I am the biggest monster in the history of this business. He came back and he crushed Eric Lee, I think. He crushed Ash Campbell, that's for sure. He crushed someone like Papa Dan, and he said, I want the title. I want my vengeance. I want to show that I am a bigger monster than Island Boy Apollo. And he did. He won the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. But he only managed to hold it on for a couple months. Island Boy just had too much heart. But tonight is the rubber match. It is the finale. For Island Boy Apollo is defending his way of life. And for Giant Brody, it's proving to everybody that he is the monster he says he is. Can Island Boy slay the monster again? Yes, he can. In a decent match, Island Boy Apollo defeats Giant Brody in a Texas death match in 10 minutes and 33 seconds when Giant Brody was pinned with an island driver and could not beat a 10 count. Pretty much the same match they had last time, where Island Boy was just constantly trying to go for that island driver and can't hit it. But this time, about 7 minutes into the match, he hits the island driver, he pins Giant Brody. Giant Brody gets up. Notification. Giant Brody gets up at 4. He's like, nah, you're not going to just beat me like that. And so Island Boy just goes to the weapons. Steel chair, kendo stick, just tries to keep the giant down. Can't do it. And so he just has to, what he ends up resorting to is a guillotine choke. And he just chokes the life out of the giant. He holds it in for like 2 minutes until eventually Brody taps. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he taps. That's not the way you win this match. and Island Boy doesn't release the hold. He gets the ropes, Island Boy doesn't release the hold. Brody's like pulling Island Boy out of the ring, and Island Boy does not release that fucking hold, and he holds it in until finally he's certain that the life has been choked out of that fucking giant, and he picks him up, dead weight, Island Driver, 1, 2, 3. Island Boy barely makes it to his feet, and the giant is slain. The giant is slain. And after the match, he picks up the mic, and he says, I wanted to thank every single one of you here at the Meccan Auditorium, because that was the biggest struggle of my entire life. I've been fighting here for over 1.5 years now, and it has been an absolute joy and a pleasure. I had to go to war with giants like Brody multiple times, but it has been the absolute joy of my career and the joy of my life to do so, because I get to come out here and look at every single one of you and know that it's damn worth it. And I get to look down at my waist and see the most prestigious regional championship in American wrestling and say that it is damn worth it. I get to look at those history books and see my name twice in a record that some of the greatest names are on, and I get to say that it is damn worth it. And you can be sure that this title reign is going to be a hell of a lot better than the last one. And if I get this a third time, that one's going to be even better again, because my career just keeps getting better and better and better, and it is a joy to come out here and perform for you guys. So I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you. I wanted to take this opportunity to wish you the best of luck in your months, and to hope that we can all come back here again in a month's time and do it all over again, because that's what professional wrestling is about. So, thank you all for coming tonight. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I'd like to wish you safe travels on your trips home, and I hope to see you guys next month. And he nods, and the confetti rains, and the party that is Island Boy Apollo continues into the streets. There will be partying in the streets of Meccan Auditorium tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a thumbs up, check out the rest of the series, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're feeling especially generous or particularly like the episode, go ahead and check out the link to my Patreon in the description. If you want a creative input on the series, the first place I tend to go to is my Twitter. Link to that is also in the description. And aside from that, next episode is Fan Festival. The only thing that is kind of confirmed is the names that are going to be there. So confirmed, next month at Fan Festival, we're going to see American Elemental. We are going to see Island Boy Apollo. We're going to see Kamikaze. And probably the most hype that you can get for that show is next month will mark the return of Ernest Young. Big news on that show. Please join me. If you do, I would be honored. And if you do, I'll see you guys then. Peace out.